Well, welcome back to Base Camp, WNC. We're here on a twofold purpose. This is what we call the training grounds out here, but this is also part of the series of homesteading and prepping for the other 99%. And as we said, this is kind of a self-dug well. We have a big machine leased that we've been working with for about 8 months. So we've dug a couple of these wells with 6-inch pipes. They don't have a big enough reservoir, so as I'll show you, we built one with a 55-gallon container at the bottom and a bunch of 12, 18-inch culvert pipes, and should be able to hold about 160, 170 gallons of groundwater. But we are here. It is the 1st of May. This is where we have the tire shoots, bird dog training. Church has a revival out here, a retreat. Boy Scouts use it, but we're trying to come up with this groundwater. One to use it to water the bird pen all the way in the very back corner. One to supply water for the flushing outhouse. That's a part of my series. It's on the YouTube channel. And as you can tell, a little bit here, Ray's been kind of busy. He's got ponds all dug in there and got it cleared out. Got all kind of ponds dug over there for retriever training and swimming and all. And it's greening up pretty good. We're getting ready to start doing some field work, do some planting. I'm going to take you along for this well digging operation. Well, this will be the bottom section. And this is a 60-gallon screw type top pickle barrel. And this had gherkin pickles in brine, a product of India. We can't even grow our own pickles in this country. And believe it or not, they were grown in India for some reason, shipped to Canada. I guess it's easier to get them in the country than came in from Canada. But it is a food grade pickle barrel. Still smells like pickles. And what we've done, like I said, you can probably see it, hopefully. We've drilled about a 4x4 grid. Let me put the camera down there and see if I can show you the holes in this thing. But anyhow, we got holes on about a 4x4 grid drilled through the outside. I'll show you that in a different one. And what we've done, I've bolted down a food grade bucket at the bottom. And what's going to happen is the pump and pipe's going to slide all the way down and go into there. And what my theory is between the sand filters and the bubble board, the water will then flow in all these holes. The bubble board will keep it away from the plastic enough, like I showed you, so the water comes down. Any sand, because this is a sandy area we're going to put this in, will have to build up on the outside at least until it gets as high as, it'll be 16 inches high in the very bottom until it gets in the bucket, and that's where the pump will be sitting. And we got it because we do have lifting bolts, and the bolts where this stuff is screwed together sticking in there. We're going to probably run a pipe down the middle just so the pump and the wires don't hit it. And let me show you how we did the rest of this stuff. Well, this is the top of it. These pickle things are about like a canning jar. They have a lid, and then they have a locking lid that screws down there just like a canning jar. Well, in order to hold that thing down, we've got an 8-inch hole in this thing, and that'll kind of help center the pipe a little bit just to keep it from beating around. And then what we've got is these double wall corrugated pipes, and this is what started the whole thing. And that will fit down over top the pickle barrel. We've got it sliced. The pickle barrel come all the way up in there. And we're going to put that on and show you what it's going to look like. Well, here's a section of this pipe. And we've done the same thing for water collection right here. In between the grooves, we've drilled holes. Hopefully you can see it, the sun ain't too bad. We've drilled 1/4-inch holes about every 4, 5, 6 inches all the way around here. And as I'll show you, we'll then put that filter fabric on top. And that'll create the little hole for the water to get down in there without getting all clogged up, without pushing the filter fabric in. We'll show you when we get to that point. Hopefully you can see this. But this will be wrapped around a drum. The water will come this way through this outside fabric. It'll get past this bubble board that'll create a gap for it through this fabric. Then it'll go into the holes, and there'll be like 3 wraps of this going down this drum, permanently attached. Yes, we're going to clean the drum and do everything else. And then we'll put a wrap of filter fabric around it, one there. And like I said, the top, I don't think we're going to really need it. This probably shows the best. Came up in that painted line on the pipe. You can see the holes we got drilled, and you can kind of see the side profile. It has its own gap right here. When we lay that filter fabric right here, we'll have a gap for the water to get in and go down all these holes. We have about a 16-foot water column where we're going to be digging. Like I said before, the problem is we put 4-inch hand pumps down there to water dogs and to get a little pool for them to cool off in. But the 4-inch pipe only holds about 6.5 gallons of water, and then you had to wait about an hour for it to fill back up. And this way, this thing right here, from here to the top, and then the second one that'll attach to it, we'll have about 125 gallons of water in reserve in this tank. We will be putting a solar powered pump down it to be able to pump up to a tower to get gravity feed. As I said in the beginning, this is going to be just water for the flushing off-grid toilet, the commode, and the outhouse, and water for the bird pen. Well, we're finally out here. I brought the filter fabric. We wrapped the bottom part of that drum. Remember, about 30 inches was all full of holes. We put that perforated board on it. And this about 30 inches right here, we drilled holes in between the notches. And we wrapped that sand filter fabric around it twice. And then, of course, this piece here will stick up the top end of it. Put that lid on it to keep the dirt out for right now. So we're going to go down here and watch Killer Pillar dig a hole and get ready to set this thing. Probably about the only thing worse than filming somebody for 45 minutes dig a hole about 18 feet deep is going ahead and filming the thing and trying to talk about it. It's not as muddy as it was before when we dug the other 4-inch holes, but it does keep sliding in. And this well's only about 18 feet deep anyhow. That's about all the further we're going down. We hit limestone at that point in time. And I'll just let you watch him dig some dirt, but it's about as interesting as watching him fill it back in, too. Well, there it is. It's the 2 halves put together, and it is right there about 20 feet deep. I'm going to have a piece of pipe and a rope and hold it kind of straight while he backfills it. I'll show some of it, but that's about what it looks like going down the hill, going down in the hole right there. Hopefully he won't hit it this time. Well, let's see how this works out with me talking over the sound of the machine. Well, there it is. You can tell in the picture every now and then when I'm not trying to, like I'm holding a piece of pipe with a rope to hold the piece of pipe straight up and down, and trying to hold the camera in one hand. And it'll take him about an hour and a half to fill all the hole in and dribble dirt down around the side of it. But I'll keep breaking in and show you some of it every now and then.
Spring
right where I'm kind of pointing right there, we got a bunch of water running in already. And we'll kind of get to the top of the well and
push the stick,
we'll show you what it's like, how much water we had in it when we went back to it. about got the filter fabric covered up, so there's about the first 8-9 foot of it all done. He spends about another hour yet backfilling it. We're gonna go ahead and take you to 3 days later when I got back before all the thunder and lightning started, and we'll show you what all it looks like by then. Well, here it is. I went ahead and left because the only thing more interesting than watching somebody dig a hole with an excavator is watching somebody fill it back in. But there it is. He got a little ridiculous. He got some dirt above it, so it's got to be graded out. But the water level in it right now, this has been 2 days, and I don't really know if you can tell the reflection, but it is 4 foot from the top of the wellhead right now and 14 foot deep of water. So I'm right, it's going to be about 125 gallons at one slug in there. And this isn't really like a hand dug well, because it did take a 55,000 pound machine to dig it, but if you got one rented clearing land, you might want to consider it. It's a cheap way to put water well in. But like I said, this is part of our going to be my ongoing series of homesteading and prepping for the other 99%, and this will supply what we need as far as water for the bird pen and for the outhouse. But there it is. Stay tuned, like it, share it. Thank you for watching.